Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy. Today I have a book haul for y'all, my February book haul. I don't have too many books to show y'all today. I didn't do that much book shopping in the month of February. I'm trying to rein it in just a little bit as much as I can because I mentioned this before, but my TBR shelf is just loaded, double stacked with books that I need to read this year. But we'll go ahead and get started. I'll start off with my book of the month picks for February. Of course, I picked You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. These two authors have also wrote The Wife Between Us and An Anonymous Girl. Am I saying that right? I think that's, yes, An Anonymous Girl. I have not read either one of those books. I do have The Wife Between Us on my TBR. I'd love to get to this year. I want to get An Anonymous Girl, even though I've heard that it's not as good, but I still want to read it, want to decide for myself. But this one, I don't know anything about it. I picked it because I loved the cover. I'm totally a cover freak. I love picking books by their cover. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I'll read y'all a little bit of the synopsis. It says, you probably know someone like Shay Miller. She wants to find love, but it eludes her. She wants to be fulfilled, but her job is a dead end. She wants to belong, but her life is becoming increasingly isolated. You probably don't know anyone like the Moore sisters. They have an unbreakable circle of friends. They live a life of glamour and perfection. They always get what they desire. Shay thinks she wants their life, but what they really want is hers. Okay, sounds very intriguing. I can definitely see that relating to real life circumstances. You always think you want that other girl's life, the one that's privileged, popular, seems to come from a family of maybe money or wealth or whatever it may be. You always seem to maybe want what she has. So that's very intriguing. I'm excited to read this one. I also picked an add-on for my month of February, and for that I picked Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have the paperback copy of this, but I loved this little story so much that I had to have the book of the month version of it. So I went ahead and I did it. It was $9.99, so you can't pass up an add-on paperback for such a good price. I mean, even the price I pay monthly for book of the month, I think it's like $14.99, and add-ons are $9.99. That's still, to me, that's a good deal for two hardback nice copies of your books, especially if you like collect them or want them to look nice on your shelf. So anyway, this was one of my favorite male romances of the year of 2019. This is by Casey McQuestion. I think I forgot to mention that, but you all probably know all about this book right by now. We have Alex, who is the son of the President of the United States, and she is a woman. I find that just so fascinating. I love that concept. And then we have Henry. It's been a while. Yes, Henry. Henry, who is royalty of the royal family of England. They are somewhat rivalries, not really the best of friends, but things happen, they get to know each other better, and love blossoms. I loved this book. I love the diversity of it. It was just a fun read. Okay, on to my Barnes & Noble's haul. Well, no, before I get to Barnes & Noble, I'll show y'all some just random books. I got one of these I got from Amazon, and that is Epic. This is a hymn novella by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. They wrote the Him and Us series, male-male romance, sports male-male romance. They're both hockey players. One goes on to become like an NHL player. I get my letters mixed up. It's a story of Wes and Jamie, and it's friends to lovers. They were best friends. They met at like a hockey camp when they were teenagers. Wes has kind of pretty much always known he was gay, and he had feelings for Jamie at this time while they were at the camp. So he sort of experimented with that. So that experiment sort of leaves Jamie and Wes separated for about 4 years. And Jamie doesn't even know why. He doesn't know what happened to their friendship. He misses Wes. 4 years later, because they're playing against each other. I think their teams are playing against each other. So they sort of meet up and sort of reform that friendship, sort of pick up where they left off. And of course, Wes eventually explains to Jamie what happened. I love the story between them, and of course Us is just the continuation of their story together. And then we get this little novella of epic. This actually came out in December. It was part of a book with a bunch of short stories in it called Christmas in the City, and I only downloaded it on my Kindle app because of Jamie and Wes and their story in it. I was not interested in any of the other stories. I have not read anything else in that little book, but I had to have it when it was available on Amazon for like $5. It's a little bitty book. I had to have a copy, so there you have it. And then my friend went to a library sale. I wasn't in town, so I couldn't go. So she picked up a little short story for me. It's called Adore, a novella by Doris Lessing. It says now it's a major motion picture featuring Naomi Watts and Robin Wright. It's a small little blurb on the back. It says two friends to two sons, two shocking and intense love affairs. So it sounds like, oh wow. Okay, Roz and Lil are best friends. They've been best friends since childhood. Now they have sons, and they're in love with each other's son. That's crazy. That sounds exciting. That sounds really good. Can't wait to check that out. Okay, Barnes & Nobles. I just have 3 books that I picked up from Barnes & Nobles, each one's at different times. I love going to Barnes & Nobles. Ours has a nice big Starbucks where they just sort of like redid it. And it's just so nice and cozy. So sometimes when I have time in the morning, if I'm running errands or whatever, I'll just run over there and just go sit. My absolute favorite is to have a almond milk latte and a blueberry muffin. I adore Starbucks' blueberry muffins, especially Barnes & Noble ones. I don't know what the difference is between a Barnes & Noble Starbucks and a regular Starbucks, but the Barnes & Noble Starbucks blueberry muffins are to die for. I've had regular Starbucks blueberry muffins, and they're not, I mean, they're still good. They still have sort of like the same taste, but for some reason, the Barnes & Noble ones are so much better. Is it in my head? Probably, but I love it. That's what I go do sometimes on my mornings that I'm running errands or I'm close to my Barnes & Nobles. I'll go stop by and treat myself to an almond milk latte and a blueberry muffin. That's my little guilty pleasure, I guess. But at their Starbucks Barnes & Nobles, they always have a $5 book. And the time that I went, it was The Lost by Natasha Preston. So for $5, I added it to my order. I've already read the Cabin by this author, and I did really like it. It's young adult. It was cute and fun to read. I enjoyed it. I don't read a lot of young adult mystery thriller type books, but that one was really good. So, and I've heard good things about this one. She also has The Cellar and You Will Be Mine. But this one, I'll just read you a little blurb on the back. Says, I feel the atmosphere change. My back is still to the door, but I hear a loud clang. I stumble back a step and grab Hazel's wrist. What's going on? I mutter. Kayla's voice rips through a speaker. Piper, Hazel, welcome to the game. I don't know what that could mean. It says teenagers keep going missing, and people think it's just your basic runaways, but when another person goes missing, Piper and her best friend Hazel suspect something more sinister is going on. So they decide to investigate. It sounds really good. Like I said, I really enjoyed The Cabin. I liked the writing of it and how it played out and everything, so I'm really excited to see what this one's all about. On my next trip in for my guilty pleasure, I picked up The Gravity of Us. I actually had a coupon, a 15% off coupon for that weekend or something. I always take advantage of my coupons because there's always a book that I want. And if I can get it for 15%, 20%, 25%, whatever it may be, I'm going to get it. So that day I went in and I got this book. This was actually on my most anticipated reads for 2020. So this is a young adult. This is about 2 young men that form sort of like a bond, maybe possibly a love interest. One of them is a media journalist. His father is a pilot for NASA, so they have to move because there's a mission to Mars apparently. So they moved to Houston, Texas. Then it says then Cal meets Leon, whose mother is is another astronaut, and he finds himself falling head over heels. So just a cute little young adult LGBTQ story. Still got my receipt in there. It just sounds cute. I love these type of coming of age stories. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. And then last but not least, why did I pick this up? Oh, this is not Barnes & Noble's, my bad. This is Target. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky, who wrote The Perks of Being a Wildflower. I've heard so many things about this book. I've heard that the ending sucks, but I heard everything else is good. But of course, I'm gonna read it and decide for myself on my own. But anyway, I had a random trip to Target to pick up, you know, the essentials. And I always peruse the book aisle because I can't help myself. Because they always have, you know, like, again, 15, 20, 30% off. This book was 30% off, so I got it for $15. It's a big book. It's been on my Goodreads TBR for a while, and I just have not picked it up yet because it was kind of pricey. So yeah, of course, I picked it up for $15. But this I heard was very creepy and very gripping and very good all the way up to the very end. That's just what I heard. I don't know from experience, but I'll read you some of the synopsis because I honestly don't know what it's about. Again, I love the cover of how creepy it is, and I love a good creepy story. Single mother Kate Reese is on the run. Determined to improve life for herself and her son Christopher, she flees an abusive relationship in the middle of the night with her child. Together they find themselves drawn to the tight-knit community of Mill Grove, Pennsylvania. It's as far off the beaten track as they can get, just one highway in, one highway out. At first it seems like the perfect place to finally settle down. Then Christopher vanishes. For 6 long days, no one can find him, until Christopher emerges from the woods at the edge of town unharmed, but not unchanged. I'm not gonna read anymore. Again, sounds very creepy. I'm all about it. Can't wait to read it. Don't know if I'm gonna wait till October, probably not. We'll see. I think there's another thriller-a-thon, maybe a summer edition. Maybe I can include it in there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, y'all. That is it for my February book haul. I know it wasn't a lot. Who knows what will happen in March? March is my birthday month, so who knows? Maybe I'll get some good books for my birthday. But as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I'll have all these books listed down below as usual for your convenience. I'll also have my social medias if you want to come follow me on any of my platforms. Let me know what you've been reading, what books you bought in the month of February, what you're looking forward to. Let's talk down below. Again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.